All right, guys. So we are about to fire up the car. I did get a hold of Andy up at Upland Mercedes. They're actually out in Rancho Cucamonga now, so we're gonna head over there to the new location. I did fire up the car yesterday. The engine light was still there. I'm gonna fire it up right now, and regardless, we're gonna go get all the engine coils and all the spark plugs replaced right now. So it's not an easy job. It's not it's a straightforward job, but it's kind of difficult to do because of the location of some of these ignition coils. So it does take quite a while. So I got my basketball, got my shoes over there. We're gonna be hitting the gym up in Rancho Cucamonga. Hopefully get a pickup game in, or at least a shoot around. But let's fire up the car and let's see if there's any engine lights still. See if it's still reading that misfire on cylinder 5. And yeah, guys, as you can see, there it is. There is that check engine light. So it looks like it has registered and saved that code. So we're gonna get the car warmed up for a little bit here, and we're gonna head directly straight to Upland Mercedes, guys. All right, guys, we are just cruising on the route. I got one of these like old, retired cop cars or retired undercover cars in front of me. They passed by me. I thought it was an undercover, trying to light me up, but it's just one of those ones that gets retired and then like somebody buys it. If you're one of those people that buys one of those retired police vehicles and drives them around with the spotlight on the side, it doesn't get any lamer than that. I mean, honestly, it's the entire, oh, look at that, it looks fun. One of those slingshots, I think. But on behalf of the entire car community, yeah, we dislike you. We don't like that, guys, especially when you pull up behind somebody kind of aggressive with the spotlight, and and like you being in a Challenger or whatever these Dodges are. Yeah, on behalf of every driver in California, we don't like you. There's Highway Patrol and the Ranger doing their thing, so glad we're not ripping. Looks like that road's closed for some reason. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet route, guys. I must say to you, the Scientology building is actually on this road, and we'll be passing by it here shortly. It's an amazing route. I definitely am going to come and rip this route with you guys, just specifically for that. We'll have a nice GoPro mount set up, and we'll rip this little route. It's awesome. It's super fun. But we are about to drive by. It's kind of trippy. We're going to drive by the Scientology building. This is like one of the main Scientology buildings in the nation, from my understanding. This is a side story, guys, but when I first moved out here to this city, it was late at night, and I pulled up to the Jack in the Box. Okay, look at this. This is kind of cool, and then I'll continue that story. See that pillar right here, the little obelisk? That, I guess, from what I was told, that like indicates the beginning of the Scientology building. You can see all these cactus on the side. Like, they have cactus all around their property to kind of protect it. Over here's like some old, it's like a castle vibe. You can see like there's like these little rivets, like where the guys would shoot the arrows from the castles back in the day. But look at all the cactus kind of surrounding it. There's another one of the obelisks right there, like little mini ones. So it's kind of trippy, but it is so locked down, guys. Here's the entrance right here. But from my understanding, again, if you pull up to any of these entrances, they will pull up on you guys. They'll pull up heavy. It's private property, and they do not take light to intruders or anything like that. There's another one of the gates right there. Here's that building with like those little cutouts that I was talking to you about, little castle style. Wild. Look at that. Look, it's got those little things, little cutouts, like where the arrow guys would kind of be up there. That's kind of cool. But the archers, not the arrow guys. But yeah, back to my story. Oh yeah, and then here's there's the obelisk that kind of like signify the end of their property right there. There's one on each side. So when I first moved out here, I pulled up to the Jack in the Box, right? And it was late at night, right? Maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. And everybody in the Jack in the Box was kind of going crazy. They're going nuts. And I was like, what's going on? They're like, dude, Tom Cruise was just in the drive-thru. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure he was, man. Give me my spicy chicken and then let me get out of here, And but genuinely, they were kind of freaking out and overly excited. And then months later, I found out about the Scientology building and Tom Cruise being heavily involved with Scientology. So I was like, hey, You never know. I guess maybe he did pull, and they did even mention, I promise you guys, they did mention that he pulled up in a super crazy car. So who knows? Maybe Tom Cruise, I'm sure if he's involved with Scientology as much as he is, I'm sure he's been to that property. So I guess there is a chance that it was Tom Cruise, guys. So yeah, that's the route. It's pretty fun. It's not even over yet. We got to take this all the way up to the 60 freeway, essentially. So that'll kind of get us up there at Rancho Cucamonga, get us heading up to the Los Angeles area and whatnot. Let's get in front of this van. I'm not stomping on it, being very easy on the car, regardless, you know, because of the check engine light, and I must say, it's driving fine. I have no issues with the way it's driving. I don't feel any, typically when you have a bad ignition coil, like I've said before, you'll get like a rumbling at, when you stop, and like at idle, you'll have a rumble to the engine, as well as takeoff will be rough. And that is indicative of a bad ignition coil, guys. I'm not getting any of that right now currently, but that means that we have one that's failing intermittently, and we want to go ahead and just replace all of them before it becomes an issue and kind of more of a nuisance more than anything. Obviously, you don't want to drive on a bad coil or bad spark plugs for very long. You'll get very bad fuel consumption. That's another thing that so yeah, that's a couple of the things that you can kind of pinpoint whether or not it's an ignition coil or not. The rough takeoff, rough idle, bad fuel consumption, etc. So although the car's running fine right now and we could just clear the code, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and be proactive, and we're going to get everything replaced right now. I was told when I got the vehicle that ignition coils and spark plugs are going to want to get replaced pretty soon, especially with the mileage that I was at. I was at 26,000 miles when I purchased this car. I'm at 35,000 now, and Mercedes actually recommends to do the spark plugs at 30,000 miles. So I have passed that, and so it's definitely time to get those spark plugs changed before those start to fail and create misfires like we had. You know, that could be it. It could just be the spark plugs, it could be the ignition coils, but just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and replace all of them, right? We're going to get rid of all of the coils and all of the ignition coils, or all the spark plugs and all the ignition coils, just kind of do a little proactive maintenance on the vehicle right now. So I am almost up there, probably another, I would say 40 minutes or so, maybe less, maybe 30 minutes or so, and I will be up there, and we'll kind of get the AMG under the knife, guys. All right, guys, so we just pulled up here to Andy's new location, up to Upland Mercedes. Let's hop out. I'm pretty sure, guys, I saw an SLS when I was driving by, so that's when you know you're in the right spot, when the shop is servicing SLSs and stuff like that. So let's hop out and see if we can't catch up with him. Ooh-wee, look at the lineup though. Got everything, all the old schools. Yep, there is an SLS in there, so we will definitely go and get eyes on that. Just want to make sure that we can film it first. You know, some clients don't want their cars to be filmed, but check out this bad boy right here. Pretty much like the four-door version of mine. I kind of like the wrap. It's pretty sick. I'm not a big fan of the 4MATICs, guys, to be 100% honest with you. This car comes with more power than mine does, though. This is the GT63S. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. A lot of people, when I tell them what car I have, they think that I have this one. It's similar, but it's not the same. Shout out to GT63S Uzman. Pretty sick car. I like the wrap. I'm not sure what color this is, but it's a pretty sick wrap, I must say. But yeah, that 4MATIC thing is I'm not a big fan of it. It's faster, it's all-wheel drive. You know, BMW has X-Drive, Mercedes has 4MATIC. I like all the power going to the rear wheels. I do like his carbon fiber mirror cap, so that's pretty sick. So we'll hop out, we'll catch up with Andy, and see if we can't get this car squared away, get some new coils and spark plugs in. Let's just go get eyes on. I learned at a young age it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission sometimes. So let's go get eyes on this SLS in there. Oh yeah, the shop is sick. Looking dope in here. Here's the SLS. Let's go see if we can't find it. Hey, where's in there? All right, cool. Yeah, boys, check it out. The SLS looking good. Supercharged too. So this might be a WiseTech supercharger in here. We'll have to find out. Got the red interior, so this is a sick car right here. Hey, is it Y-Tech supercharged?
Yeah.
It is? Oh man, that's what you have to do with this.
You got your key, let me move it.
Okay. I'll trade you the key for this, man. Oh my.
It has 4,600 miles on it.
So it's brand new with a supercharger? Dude, that's wild. I put 7,000 miles in my car in the last like 4 months, dude.
It was older,
that is
guy,
sick.
so he likes all the hot rod stuff, so he put chrome and stuff.
Yeah, I dig that vibe, you know? Everyone's got their style. All right, cool. Wow, guys, so check this out. This is the Y-Tech supercharger on the SLS. I mean, I almost want to come and do a video just on this car alone, because this is a serious car now with that. And you heard Andy, it doesn't even have 5,000 miles on it. It's pretty much brand new. And the owner is kind of into that hot rod style, so he's got a lot of chrome on there. It's sick. God, I bet this thing rips. Got the same wheels as I do. I mean, if I had this car, I would make it look so sick. I'd kind of sort of make it look like an SLS Black Series, to be honest with you. I'd put some carbon on there. I'd put a big wing on there. I would definitely wrap it, and I would change the colors on the wheels, but this is such a cool car, guys. Grandpa version to my car for sure. But check out the shop. Shop looks sick. I mean, this is like official in here now. There she is, getting pulled in. Kind of interesting to see both of them side by side. You got the SLS and you got the GTS. This is kind of the grandpa version of my car right there. So that's pretty neat, right? 6.3 supercharged. All right, guys, so here's just another look at that Y-Tech supercharged SLS. It has less than 5,000 miles, guys, and I just found out that an elderly lady owns this. Her husband passed away, he owned the car, and she currently just only drives it to church. So is that not the coolest grandma in the world? Got that Y-Tech supercharger right in the back there. I mean, this thing is pretty sweet, I must say. There's Andy over there doing his thing. There's the GTS cooling down so we can get the spark plugs and ignition coils in. It is not cheap, guys. It's like it's a couple grand job to do this. So we need to go hard on the content after this job is done. We will be going on a drive this upcoming weekend, and we'll be doing daily content all throughout this week, guys. So stay with me, stay tuned, smash that like button and subscribe button. Be sure to stay up to date, and we'll see what adventures we can get into. But we'll catch up with you guys once the GTS is all done. I'm gonna go get some food around the corner and let these guys do their thing, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so here is the SL. One last look at the Y-Tech supercharged SLS. Say later to Andy, thank you, brother. I really do appreciate it. If you guys have any Mercedes needs, be sure to come down to Upland Mercedes. Now it's in Rancho Cucamonga. You're not gonna change the name, are you? Upland Merc. Yeah, it's dope. I like the name. It works. We're all squared away. We got new coils, new spark plugs. We also had to get a couple little adjustments to some panels on the doors. After I got the wrap done, I noticed that one of the doors wasn't closing completely correctly. I will be talking to Samson Wraps about that one real soon. But other than that, they got it all squared away. The car is good to go. We're gonna fire it up and get out of here. One last look at Upland Merc. Is absolutely spotless in here, and they know what they're doing, guys. So definitely come check them out if you have a Mercedes. But we're gonna fire up the GTS and get out of here. All right, guys, so first drive back in the AMG GTS after getting it back from Andy's and getting the new ignition coils and spark plugs in, and I must say the car is driving great. It hasn't been long, obviously, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna drive it pretty easy, but it does seem to be firing on all cylinders. We seem to be fine. Check engine light is gone, so I'm stoked. I'm stoked to have the car back. I'm not stoked about having to pay a couple grand to get it fixed, but that's nobody's fault. It is what it is. It's just a preventative maintenance type of deal. It's just kind of a wear and tear maintenance thing on these cars that you're gonna have to do pretty much on most exotic and supercars. You're gonna have to do the coils and spark plugs often, and it's not always the most cheap thing to do. In my case, they're difficult to get to, so they tend to be quite pricey, guys. So we got the car back. We're in the car. We're just leaving Rancho Cucamonga, gonna start the journey on back home to my city, and then we're gonna post up. We're gonna get this car nice and cleaned up, and kind of just get it detailed tonight. I'm gonna kind of chill and get the car detailed tonight, and then plan some content for tomorrow, guys. We're gonna get right back out there and get some content in for you guys. So got a planned drive this weekend coming up with a pretty cool group of guys. I obviously missed the one this past weekend because the car threw a light. So not the end of the world. I was super bummed this entire weekend, I must say, but got the car back. It's firing on all cylinders, and we'll be right back out there, guys. So much love for tuning into today's episode, and I'll be sure to catch you on the next one. Much love.